Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You guys already know my face has started how it always is, moisturised and colour corrected. We're just gonna have a bit of a chat. I just thought, yeah, haven't sat down and spoke to you about a non-topical related video. On that note, I wanted to get your opinion on how you thought my channel is going so far in terms of content in 2020. I'm really trying. Okay, I know I've not got much teaching content out there, so those of you who subscribe for the teaching stuff, I feel like a few people have unsubscribed because I've not put any like Teacher Talk Tuesdays up in a while. By the time you watch this video, there should have been one already, like about mental health and teaching. I still want my channel to be a mix of things, but the problem is, like, if you want to do well on YouTube and you start doing research on how to do that, one of the main things that people say is that you need to niche and you need to choose a topic and stick to a topic. For me, the problem is that I find it really hard to niche because I know that if I just solely stuck to like beauty review videos, I'd get really bored. If I just stuck to teaching videos, I'd get really bored. And my life is really not that interesting to be like making loads and loads of vlogs and story times and things. That's why I really like to do a mix. Really and truly, for me, what matters is like what my audience think, and that's you guys. So if you're watching this right now, please let me know, what do you think about the fact that I've got lots of different topics? Does it put you off? Is it annoying? Like, have you subscribed just for one kind of topic? Like, did you find me through like a review video and you just want to see more reviews? Like, that's why I'm constantly asking for feedback, because my audience is so wide and varied, and the majority of you are women and the majority of you are sort of like a similar age to me. But yeah, what do you particularly enjoy? Any feedback would be like much appreciated, basically. But yeah, let's talk about 2020 so far. So we're already on February 10th, which is insane. Like, time is absolutely flying by. And January it's been good. It's been a good month. Like, I started off with my goals video, which all the videos I'm talking about I have linked down below in case you're wondering. And I still really do believe that it's not too late to get started on your goals, by the way, guys. There's no time limit on the goals video. You can sit down today, the day you're watching this video, and you can start setting some goals for yourself. I started off with my goals video, and that was like a really clear way to start off my 2020, to kind of get an idea of what I wanted to see from this year. In terms of like the goals that I set for myself, I think I've been fairly consistent. Obviously I've fallen off with some of them, but the thing with like setting goals and even the whole manifestation thing is like, it's just about setting them and then reviewing them consistently and deciding like if that was a realistic goal, and if it was, how are you going to take steps to achieve the goal, because it's not just like you just put it out there and it happens. You do have to put hard work in. Like, there's no sort of success without hard work in some way, even though sometimes like we look at certain people and it looks like, oh my goodness, they've achieved so much, so it was so easy for them, but lots of times you don't really see the behind the scenes. And yeah, so I think it's important to remind ourselves of that any goal that you have, like, set it, work towards it, and then restart if you need to. In terms of work, now I had my supply teaching interview in January. It was actually on our anniversary on the 22nd. Alhamdulillah, the interview went really well, but the paperwork and the behind the scenes to get into teaching here in Scotland has been so long and tedious, honestly, you guys. Like, I am actually shocked at how difficult it has been for me to get back into the classroom. Given my references in, I brought, and it's an expensive process. Like, if you are ever going to be moving from England or another country to Scotland to teach and you are curious, then yeah, just be warned that it's very expensive. The DBS system we have in England does not apply here. They have their own system, the PVG, and that is like £65. And then to register to become a member of the Teaching Council of Scotland, that costs money, and then it's an annual fee, so you have to pay to actually register and for them to review your application, and then you have to pay to be a part of the teaching committee in Scotland on an annual basis. Now obviously, like, when you're working full-time, it's not the end of the world. It's like £65 a year, but when you have not been working for a couple of months and you having to pay £65, and just all these extra fees that you didn't expect on top of like your bills or whatever, it's a lot, and it's been kind of stressful. But really, January and the last couple of months has taught me that honestly I've been really humbled by not working. That might sound a bit funny, but I have been somebody I've always worked. I've always been financially independent, alhamdulillah. Like since I got my first job at the age of 17, I've always worked. And even before then, I never really spent money I didn't have. Like for example, like I wouldn't ask my mum and dad like, oh, can I have 40 quid because I'm going shopping with my friends. I would save up birthday money and Eid money and things like that. And then when I got a job, then I obviously was able to buy like more things, like more makeup, more clothes. Like I was able to buy presents for like friends and family and stuff. And alhamdulillah, like I never asked my parents for money. And I think that's something that I was really proud of. And fast forward to being 24 and being unemployed for 5-6 months, it's a shock to the system. Like I was used to obviously working very hard and earning like decent amount of money, to then going to basically having £0 coming into my bank account. And it's very, very humbling. Like you don't really realize like how blessed you are to be having a stable, steady income until it's taken away from you. And it's not been easy, but it has definitely been a valuable like learning experience for me. I was speaking to one of my brother-in-laws about it, and we're both saying how, you know, when you first start working, you first start having this extra income, like you kind of just get a bit money trigger happy and you just start spending on things that you don't really need. And then when you go for a period of not working, you realize like, wow, I literally would just throw money away consistently. And it's made me change the way I think about money, as well as like reading and listening to podcasts and videos and reading books about this whole money education, financial education side of things, which we, like I said previously in another video, we're just not taught. But as well as doing that, it's just made me think so differently about money, how I'm going to approach money when I start working, how I'm going to look after my money when I start working. And I'm excited. Like I'm excited to hopefully put into practice what I'm saying now, and I'm hopefully like going to have a much more mature and sensible approach to having money when I do start working, inshallah. Now I look like I've got flour all over my face. Let's start on the eye makeup. So basically, essentially, like where I stand at the moment is I'm waiting for the council to get back to me. Not a permanent position in the school. It is a supply teaching post. So basically then it's like as and when I'm needed to kind of teach or to cover. But I'm really hoping, inshallah, to be able to get like at least 1 or 2 days that are consistent within the week. And alhamdulillah, supply teaching pays really well. It's very similar to like locum work in like this pharmaceutical field. You're not tied down to one school. It's when your hours are very flexible. They don't have to give you work, and I think that's what I have to keep remembering. Like it's not like, alhamdulillah, the interview went well, but it's not like, oh, now I've had the interview, it's given that I'm employed. When they have work, they will offer it to you. A lot of the times, like when you're working full-time, then it's hard, because then you have to either spend your holidays like going on a holiday and going away with your husband and your family, or you have to spend your holidays going to visit your family, and you kind of can't have the best of both worlds unless you're self-employed, or unless you're working part-time, or unless you have like more flexible hours. So alhamdulillah, like supply teaching is the best route for me at the moment. In the meantime, like I am definitely like starting my job search now with Dubai, and I would be lying if I said to you guys that like I'm not feeling a tiny bit anxious about it. I am. Like it's definitely bringing back memories that are not the best, because obviously when you've been essentially messed about so badly by a school and you've actually signed a whole contract and they still haven't honoured it, it's hard to go into this feeling really, really positive. But like I said in my last video, we have 100% like widened our search. So we've widened our area that we're happy to go to. We're not just sticking to Dubai, so we're much more open. And because I'm starting now, like I was speaking to my husband yesterday and he was like, remember that last year you started a similar time and then you only started getting interviews around April, so don't panic. Because I was kind of like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, it's just, you know, when something means so much that it starts to kind of cause you to have sleepless nights and this and this and this. But it's true, like, it is all a process. He's right, it's a process and it takes time and it takes them time. So with the Middle East, the way it works is, if you're a teacher out there, you have until the end of January, I believe, to confirm with your head teacher if you'll be staying the next year, if you'll be leaving. So around this time, the schools will have known like how many vacancies they will have for the following academic year. And then in a couple of weeks, they will be putting out advertisements. They will be getting in touch with their recruiters, who are like the middlemen. They'll be trying to essentially start their recruiting process, but that's not going to happen for another couple of weeks. But yeah, guys, honestly, I know I'm like literally years late to this, and I know that some of you guys actually recommended me to watch this ages ago. I have finally got really into Ertugrul, or Ertugrul, or however you want to say it. I know I always get told off in my family because I say it wrong apparently, but I finally got into it and I'm on season 2 now. I found season 1, so I did enjoy season 1, but I just felt like family are watching it like every night. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? I'll fix that in a minute. But yeah, literally like both sides of my family are obsessed with it, and they all sped through season 1 really quickly. But the thing with this show, if you don't know, it's a show that is based on real life, and it is all in Turkish. It's made and produced in Turkey, uses Turkish actors, and it is essentially like how the Ottoman Empire rose. It's amazing. It's a fantastic show. I actually find that it actually really like kind of strengthens your faith as well, because you see the hardships that they went through. You see, for me, like so much of like what I've learned from this show, like it resonates a lot with our lives here, but like obviously in very different ways. Like the characters, they all are nomads, they live in tents and they're a tribe, and yeah, you just see their journey and as it goes on, and it's insane. Like some of the characters go through so much, and it's like season 2 honestly is so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking, but for me season 2 has been very, very gripping, because I hope this is not too much of a spoiler, but a lot of things in season 1 they go in Ertugrul's favour, and whereas season 2 like things just go crazy. Like the tribe that sort of is the new enemy, they're just crazy people, like absolutely like insane. And then the heartbreak in season 2, oh my goodness, like to be fair, there was a lot of like sadness and like moments in season 1, but season 2 is just, it's something else, and I'm really enjoying it. Like in the fighting scene, sometimes I'll just like be doing something else at the same time, because I'm like, yeah, okay, like I don't care too much for the fighting scenes, whereas like my husband and my brother-in-laws and stuff, like they love that sort of thing. But there's literally everything in there. There's love, there's drama, there's fighting, there's victory, there's defeat, there's family, there's unity. There's so much, like so many topics they cover, and they cover it so beautifully, and then they bring the added element of Islam to it as well, which is so nice. So if you haven't started watching it and you're just like, there's too many episodes in one season, honestly, that's what I thought. That's what pretty much everyone around me thought, because Bulgaria was the first one who started watching it and he loved it, and he was trying to get everyone onto it, and everyone was like, nah, we don't have time for that, like it's just too time consuming. But honestly, you just need to watch like 1 or 2 a day. They're about 40 minutes each. It's one of those shows which you really gain a lot of knowledge from, and I think it really benefits you, and I think it's a great thing to watch as a family. Okay, I'm feeling like my nose is looking a wee bit flat, so I'm just gonna slightly correct that and then I'll probably wrap this video up. But yeah, alhamdulillah, you guys, like since my last video I have met up with, she's like my only female friend here in Scotland, not including like our friend's wife, obviously, who, you know, they got married recently. You guys saw they get rid of me, not including her, and obviously not including my sister-in-laws. But yeah, like my only friend from Scotland. We actually met on Twitter years ago. I can't remember if it was Twitter or Tumblr, but we met years ago and we've been speaking for years. And then she actually came to my wedding, so she came all the way from Glasgow to London for my wedding, and she's such a sweetheart. But we only met like literally like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I can't believe I've been in Scotland since September and we've not had a chance to meet. And it was crazy because so the first time I met her was on my wedding, and then I met her like in real life again like a year and a month later. And it was like I just, because obviously we spoke for so many years and we seen like each other grow up and transition, it was like I was meeting like my best friend after like a week or something. It was insane. Like I felt so comfortable with her, and we were talking the whole time, and it was such a good time. And honestly, like spending time with her like gave me the biggest like wave of, I'm starting to feel settled here, you know, like because I have just, you forget how important female company is and how important friendship is as well, to be honest with you. Like, and alhamdulillah, I'm very blessed to have her. I wish she lived a bit closer, but I'm very happy that I have her. And also, I finally have signed up to the doctors here, which is a small but very important thing to do. And the nurse was so lovely. And this week, actually, I have another appointment. I had a nurse's checkup, and then I have another appointment this week, finally, to talk about my nose. So I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know, if you guys are new to my channel, you won't know this, but I have had an issue with my nose since I was about 18, and it is something that kind of runs in the family. It's like a sinus problem. My nose is pretty much constantly blocked, at least on one side. So someone was like, left me like a really mean comment the other day, and they were like, why does your voice sound so nasal all the time? Why do you talk like that? Well, look, I don't choose to. I don't wake up in the morning and think, I really hope I'm nasal today. Like, it's really out of my control. But it's sad because, like, before the age of 18, I had the best sense of smell, honestly. Like, I had such, like my dad, I had such a strong, sharp sense of smell. And then I turned 18 and it just went. It was so strange, like, and then I felt like I couldn't smell properly. And you know, your sense of smell is really important because it affects like your sense of taste, and my sense of smell comes and goes all the time. But that means that I have no faith or confidence in it. So whenever like I'm like able to smell, I'm like, I don't know if this is actually accurate, I'm not sure. And it's kind of funny, like when I talk about it, like I make it into a bit of a joke, but it is something that affects me, and it is something that is not ideal. So inshallah, this week I've got a doctor's appointment, and we'll see if they refer me onto a hospital, or we'll see like what they'll do. But it just sounds like I'm full of cold all the time, and I'm not. And yeah, it's just not very comfortable, but it doesn't have a big impact on my breathing. And I really don't want them to do surgery, because I know that the NHS, like obviously if they do a surgery, it's just going to be to correct the issue, and a lot of the times your nose shape does change, and not for the better, because they won't do like the necessary procedure and then rhinoplasty on top. they'll just do what they need to do to make you be able to breathe properly and to clear your airways. But I've never had surgery before in my life. I've really been putting this off. Like, it's like I said, it's been a problem since I was 18. So it's been a minute, like it's been a real minute since then. But I just bit the bullet and I just booked the appointment, and we'll see what happens. They might just say there's nothing we can do. They might prescribe me with some spray, which I've had before, and literally it does nothing for me. I've tried so many of those like decongestion things, and they just don't work for me. Like it will work for like a day, and it's just a very short-term fix. So yeah, we'll see what they say. But I think that's about it in terms of updating you guys. I really enjoy sitting down and doing my makeup and chatting with you all. And yeah, I'm hoping that inshallah, like, February is a really good month. It's literally snowing right now. It's literally snowing, which is not fun. But yeah, inshallah, February is going to be a good month. March is going to be a good month. Like, finally things are starting to look a little bit brighter, and I'm so grateful for that, alhamdulillah. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys, take care.